We often think being alone and being lonely.
Mm.
They're basically the same thing, don't we?
Yeah, like one just automatically leads to the other. It's a common thought.
But what if we could actually, change that? Today we're diving into the mission of the LPot community.
Right?
They're a group specifically focused on transforming loneliness. You, our listener, actually pointed them out.
Which is great. And we're going to sort of unpack the core ideas behind what they do.
Exactly. It's not just about, like, avoiding that feeling of isolation. It feels more like building something positive instead.
Mm-hmm. And we hear so much about loneliness these days, don't we? It's a big societal issue, affects well-being.
Definitely.
What's interesting about a community like LPot, I think, is their clear dedication. They want to actively do something about it.
To shift the narrative, yeah.
Precisely.
And understanding this shift.
Mm-hmm.
A key part for me came from something I read called Me, Myself, and I, Celebrating the Gift of Solitude.
Ah,
It really gets into the difference between loneliness, that kind of unwanted isolation, and solitude, which it frames as something really valuable.
that's a fascinating distinction. So the article argues solitude isn't empty.
Not at all. It's presented as an active presence with yourself.
That's active presence, not just absence.
Right, not something you just have to endure, but a space for, like, real self-connection. A sanctuary, it calls it.
A sanctuary, not a sentence. I like that. It shifts the perspective entirely.
It really does. And the piece talks about what you actually gain there.
Like what?
Well, reconnecting with your own thoughts, your inner voice,
Yeah.
understanding yourself better without all the external noise.
Yeah.
Finding some peace.
A chance to recharge, maybe, in our constantly on world.
Exactly that. And if we loop that back to LPot and their dedication to transforming loneliness, this idea of cultivating a positive inner life, it seems pretty fundamental, doesn't it?
Absolutely. As me, myself, and I points out, building that strong sense of self-companionship,
Yeah.
self-talk, self-trust.
Self-worth, yeah.
That foundation probably changes how we then connect with others.
Makes sense. If you're comfortable, sort of secure within yourself, you likely approach community differently, maybe from a more grounded place.
I think so. Which makes you wonder, how does LPOT actually encourage this?
Well, the Me, Myself, and I piece gives such simple, relatable examples of enjoying your own company.
Oh, yeah.
Like having a coffee by yourself, cooking a nice meal just for you, dancing alone, reading.
Seems we can all do.
Right. It underlines that your own presence can be enjoyable. It says, your company's worth keeping. I thought that was nicely put.
That is good. And it brings up an important point about LPOT's likely approach, even if we're inferring a bit.
Okay.
Well, given their focus on transformation, it seems probable they create environments or activities that nurture both that positive relationship with yourself and meaningful connection with others.
So it's not just about filling silence or just being in a group.
Probably not. It might be more about nurturing the individual first as a step towards healthier community life.
Yeah. And it avoids that pressure, that feeling you have to be surrounded by people all the time.
Right.
The piece we looked at even explicitly says, being alone shouldn't automatically feel like you're missing out.
That's key. Avoiding that judgment around aloneness.
It feels really important when the goal is genuinely transforming loneliness, not just managing it.
Exactly. And that's a crucial takeaway thinking about LPot's mission. It's likely not just gathering people, it seems more about empowering individuals from within.
Helping them find value in their own company.
As a foundation, perhaps, for richer connections later on.
So really, the LPot community's dedication to transforming loneliness, it seems to be about shifting our whole understanding.
Recognizing the potential for positive solitude, maybe?
Yeah, and building connections from a place of inner strength and well-being, not desperation.
Which brings up, I think, a really interesting question for you listening. How do you currently experience your own balance, between connection with others and time spent in solitude? Could exploring that relationship, perhaps looking at approaches like LPOT's, offer a new perspective on transforming any feelings of isolation you might have?